The success of a democracy depends upon the enlightenment of its people. People should know what's going on, and public officials should keep the people informed. That is what I intend to do. Speak smack from the shoulder. Where caressing is due, I'll caress. But where I have to bang, I'm going to bang. Just plain talks to keep the people informed. Oh, some people want perfect diction and accurate grammar. I'm going to talk the language that you and I understand. I'd rather split an infinitive than split an idea.
That was the clarion call of Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia, a little man in a big hat. He was impetuous, tough, and he fought with bulldog tenacity. Above all, he despised professional politicians, party bosses, corrupt judges. His life's ambition was to be mayor of New York. But when he ran for the post in 1921, he was buried under a Tammany Hall landslide. He returned to Washington and continued his career as a congressman, establishing an independent political attitude he would cling to for the rest of his life. Had their candidate.
I have been designated to lead the fight against Tammany Hall in the coming municipal elections. I have accepted that responsibility. The need of a fusion movement against the present city administration was found after the astounding and revolting conditions revealed by the Seabury investigation. The contest is not the usual political contest. It is not a partisan fight. It is a fight against a powerful, corrupt, greedy political machine.
He harangued the voters in Italian, Yiddish, English, and many New Yorkers responded eagerly to LaGuardia's crusade. The results of one of the most significant municipal elections in history, LaGuardia versus the powerful Tammany machine. And this time, LaGuardia won. He had the position and the power that he always wanted.
Fiorello H. LaGuardia, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Mayor of the City of New York according to the best of your ability.
I do.
Judge Seabury spoke for millions when he said,
"Now we have a mayor in New York City."
LaGuardia set out to make his own public image long before Madison Avenue would coin the phrase and perfect the technique. As one of his first official acts, LaGuardia cut the mayor's salary by almost half. He knew that unlike Jimmy Walker, he was no charmer. He was hardly a romantic figure, but he had captured the public's imagination. Now he had to hold it. So he became a showman, a political P.T. Barnum. And more than one kind of racketeer found himself the target of the little flower.
The city has lost at least $1 million in buying defective coal in the last year, and I suppose that private consumers have lost many times that amount by being cheated through small gypped coal companies that used barrels with fake bottoms and wagons with secret water compartments and all manner of graft.
I'm glad you made a good job of it. We'll get after these people. Just keep up your good work.
Thank you.
let them know that a high-voltage leader was now running City Hall.
When I assumed office 4 years ago, a nonpartisan, non-political city government in New York City was deemed an experiment. We have proved during the last 4 years that it is not only possible, but desirable.
Because of his economic views, LaGuardia outraged some of his fellow Republicans and enjoyed considerable support from independent Democrats and socialists.
Well, this is just another answer to the criticism that this housing unit should not have been constructed and that the site was first undesirable and then too costly. But we will let actual accomplishment be our full reply, and here is one of the answers.
The little flower was in full bloom now. New York, he felt, should have a great municipal airport, and by 1939, New York had one, LaGuardia Airport. LaGuardia concentrated his activity in New York, but he kept his eye on all the world. As early as...
War has been declared on our country. That means that every one of us is in the service of his country. We must all cooperate. That means that every citizen, every man, woman, and child must know what to do and when to do it in the event of a...
It placed the mayor somehow in the world arena, and he was a whiz at protocol. FDR had his fireside chats, and LaGuardia took to the airwaves, too. He didn't have Roosevelt's aristocratic diction, his oval tones, but nonetheless, he got his message across on all kinds of issues. Once during a newspaper strike, he devoted almost his entire weekly program to reading the comic strips. Only a LaGuardia could have done it with such style.
Well, the strike isn't over. So I suppose the children have been waiting to hear something about their funnies. Do you like them? Here's Dick Tracy. Let's see what Dick Tracy is doing. Wet Wash, that's the driver, you know. He's very calmly eating his lunch. And she says, when are you going to let me out of here? He says, Wet Wash says, easy, sister, easy. Listen, baby, I know you're a maid at Van Hoosen's. I saw you there last week. And I know there's something phony about that dough. Now, when we get it, it's going to be 50-50. Okay? Then maybe you'd like some more of your laundry torn to pieces. She's ripping that laundry there, like a little delicate piece of lingerie. You win, I'll settle for $5,000. Here is Wet Wash. The doors of the laundry wagon are open. He's leaning with his back toward it. And the picture shows a hand of Breathless stretching out. She's got hold of that iron pot, and crash! She crashes it on his head. Knocked out. The next picture we see Dick Tracy. You know, the fine type of Dick Tracy. He's been a detective so long, and he still has that slender form. Lou Valentine, why do our detectives get fat, I wonder? Well, anyhow, that district, Mr. Tracy, is covered by Wet Wash, Wally. He should be checking in at any time. And say, children, what does it all mean? It means that dirty money never brings any luck.
In 1947, just 2 years after he left City Hall, Fiorello LaGuardia died. From the east side and the west side, from all around the town, New Yorkers came to pay their last respects. An entire city mourned its loss.